Welcome back to Roosevelt Live. This segment of the show, we're going to talk about Stephanie Ragusa. There seems to be an epidemic of teachers, female teachers, having sexual relations with children, boys, underage. And my understanding is, if at a certain age, according to the state of Florida, a juvenile cannot get permission to have sex, it should be deemed rape instead of some sexual offense. I don't like that. It seems watered down to me. I don't feel that female perpetrators get as much punishment as males. I mean, obviously, if it was a male and he was having sexual relations with children, especially even children of special needs, children from special education programs that don't know any better, being taken advantage of by a lot of these females. And I know Miss Ragusa, she seemed to, in the courtroom, seemed to had this lackadaisical attitude about her involvement with this one kid that was at one of these schools, that was special schools that she was working at, where when she first met the kid, according to the report, that he was assigned to push her around in a wheelchair because at the time she had a broken foot. And immediately she struck up a conversation with him, and before you know it, that same day, according to the report, the same day she met him, she had sex with him back at her apartment. That was just one of 3 occasions, and that was just one student. There was another student that she had sexual intercourse with on over 20 times, according to the report. And even when she was in jail and had gotten out on bail, from what I understand, she went back and had another sexual encounter with the second student while she was out on bail. She wound up going back into jail, where she was in jail for 2 years. And now she's been sentenced to 10 years, which is huge because before her, we all know the Deborah LaFay case, where she was a middle school teacher at Greco Middle School, and when she only got house arrest, and I guess she got some years of probation, a sexual offender's probation. I think it was 7 years or some of that nature. But house arrest, I personally thought was grossly disappointing to me, that someone could do something like that and wind up with house arrest. Now I know people always think, but he's a boy and it must make him feel good and this, that, and the other. But the reality of that is, things of that nature with young boys that minds haven't developed yet, I do think it affects the way they see people and the way they're going to see relationships down the line. Now, there have been people before her that got much lighter sentences than she got. So several of the teachers, that the soccer teacher, the soccer coach, basketball coach, some people got 1 year. One person got 1 year of house arrest and several years of sex offender probation. I think one teacher actually did get 3 years in prison with 3 years of sex offender probation. But still, even though she's going to be registered, she gets 10 years in prison, which she served 2 already. So she got 8 years to go in prison, plus she gets 15 years of probation, plus she'll be forever registered as a sex offender. And that's good, and she should be. But this should set the stage now for all the people that's going to come after her. We must let them know that women, grown women, taking advantage of children. In one case, this one person actually had sexual relations with a kid from a special ed program. I mean, these are ridiculous things. I don't know. Obviously, there's something wrong with a grown woman that would seek out companionship from a 14-year-old, from a 15-year-old, from a 16-year-old. Even in the case of Deborah LaFay, I mean, she was an attractive woman. What did she see in that 14-year-old middle school student? And they say, oh, she has this problem, that problem. Well, let's get her off the streets then. Let's put her in prison where she belonged, which was in prison. And people just thought, oh, she can't go. She's a too pretty young lady, and the boy should be thrilled that this lady was. Forget all that crap. That's nonsense. That was a male, we wouldn't say that. I don't care what the male looked like. No one would be saying that. Everybody would be in an uproar. And I think that until we as a society start treating women rapists the same, and that's what they are. They're rapists. Because if the law says you can't give permission, that means they take what they want. They didn't get it by your will. As far as I'm concerned, every last one of those people, women, are rapists. And we should start calling them what they are. It's like saying embezzlement versus robbery. Just doesn't sound the same, do it? He embezzled. He robbed. He stole. He embezzled. Yeah, it sounds different, doesn't it? It's more laid back. So when I hear lewd and lascivious act, or I hear sexual offense, I don't like that. I like the word rape when associated with these people, because that's what they're doing. They're raping the lives and the bodies of youths, and we must start calling them what they are. And this hopefully set the stage from this day forward, that any of these females out there that think they can get away with stealing childhoods of young men, and then thinking it's funny, then having a smirk on their face, that this judge has let them know that this is going to be the rule from here on out. That if you do something crazy and convoluted like that, you're going to pay for it. 10 years plus 15 years of probation afterwards, and a sex offender for life. You can't get no better than that. She was facing, if she wasn't, see, they made a deal, the prosecutor made a deal where she had seven other charges, I do believe. And the deal was she pleaded guilty to only 2 of them. If she would have kept those other 7 charges, she was facing anywhere from 22 to 45 years in prison. Now, I don't know why they did a plea deal. I would have liked to seen them to take it to the max, because I know one thing, that was my son. I wouldn't have been saying that a boy. I'd have been trying to figure out how that I can make sure this lady never sees the light of day again. I don't want to hear nothing about, I heard her father saying, I know that's his daughter, he's going to protect his daughter. We all protect our own to a degree. I heard him say, well, her brother needs her because her brother, I guess, is autistic or whatever, and he needs her. And it's like, too bad. The father, you need to take up the slack, because your daughter's not going to be there for 8 years. And if I had it my way, she wouldn't be there ever again. She deserves every day that she gets plus 100. Because what she took from that kid, he can never get back. She took his innocence, and he's never going to get that back, no matter what happens. So I have no sympathy for the lady whatsoever. I'm hoping that every case that follows this case winds up with the same sentence or more. And maybe, just maybe, some of these females will stop raping these boys. That's right, I'm going to say it again. Stop raping these boys, because that's what it is in my mind. If you don't like what I said, or if you like what I said, feel free to always drop me an email at liveroosevelt@gmail.com. Or if you just want to check out segments of the show, whether it be this week, several weeks ago, I mean, it's a plethora of shows out there. Feel free to go out there and check out any ones you want. Click on what you want to see. Give me your opinion. Tell me I'm completely off my rocker. Tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about, or tell me you agree 100%. Maybe you have a child out there that someone has done something to. Maybe you know someone that has a child out there that someone has violated their body at a young age, and don't know what kind of effect they're going to have on them over the next 10 years. What's going to happen when he get a girlfriend? How he's going to be toward that girlfriend? What about a wife? Is he going to be able to understand? Is now he going to look for mother figures in his life because the lady was much older than him? We don't know what the side effects is of this type of activity. And he may even wind up needing counseling. All these kids might need counseling. I think one of the mothers of one of the kids said her son became very, very depressed. And that's why the judge slapped her with that hard sentence. He had options because she did plead guilty to some of these charges. So he had options, but he did the right thing, giving her the max, and she deserved it. That's my opinion. Tell me what yours is.